A sound soul dwells within a sound mind and a sound body.
Hello, everyone. Afro X here. I mean, there's no one in here yet, so this is just the rewind. Yeah. Uh, while we're waiting for people to show up, talk amongst yourselves, get something to eat, and the show will be starting in not too long a time. Um, so yeah. All right. Well, we're 5 minutes in. We got one person watching. So my guest isn't even here. So I guess I'm gonna be talking about Soul Eater by myself today. That's gonna be fun. Um, what is Soul Eater? Soul Eater, uh, is an anime. It's a pretty good anime. I've already seen it. I enjoyed pretty much all of it. If you don't like mosquitoes, I wouldn't watch near the end. Yeah, but anyways, it's a show pretty much about what is it? It's about meisters and weapons, and pretty much everyone in the show is a version of the Grim Reaper. I mean, there's the Grim Reaper himself, and he runs his academy where all the kids there, they're trying to rid the world of evil, and to do that, they're challenged with collecting. Um, Station Link, so good to see you. Um, Glad we got some turnout. Um, you know what? Just in case TMNerdy eventually shows up, I don't want to spoil too much because we are going to be talking about the first two episodes of Soul Eater today. Um, but yeah, Lynk, you might be the only one in the chat right now. Um, so do you have any questions? Like, I need content. I'm sitting here without content. Who's okay? Awesome. Who's my favorite character on Soul Eater? Hey, Fable, station to you. But yeah, Link just said, "Who's your favorite character on Soul Eater?" That would be Frank N. Stein. He's pretty cool. I like him a lot. But yeah, he's a teacher that has like scars on his head, and he has a big bolt through his head and stuff like that. Hey, Cryo Prime, glad you showed up, man. So good to see you. Oh, Link said he liked Death the Kid. Very nice. All right, I've just been informed that TMNerdy thought we were doing this last week. Apparently, I wasn't very clear, even though I've been continuously saying that we would. Or 2 weeks ago, I said we would be doing it in 2 weeks because I never plan anything within 2 weeks. But that being said, I did watch the first 2 episodes of Soul Eater, so I'm going to tell you a bit about that, and then we'll kind of wing it from there. Anyways, so Soul Eater is an anime. It is about these kids, meisters, and their weapons, which are people who can turn into scythes and different types of weapons and stuff. And pretty much their goal is to collect the souls of 99 people who have strayed from the path of humanity, Kishin souls, and the soul of one witch. And the weapon has to consume all of these, and when they do, they will become a death scythe, or a weapon worthy of being wielded by Death himself. Which is very, very cool. And in doing this, they're ridding the world of evil. So the 3 main characters are, well, the 6 main characters, since every character really is a pair. Well, actually, the 7 main characters would be Maka and Soul. They make up a team. Second team is Black Star and Tsubaki. And then there is the team of Det the Kid, Liz, and Patty. So Mach and Soul are pretty much your cookie cutter basic main protagonists. Maka wears a long black jacket, and Soul can turn into a really wicked looking scythe. Black Star is he's a self-professed assassin, but he's horrible at being an assassin because he yells and shouts everything that he's about to do, just like every character in anime. and his partner Tsubaki is really smart, and like she believes in Black Star a lot, even though she probably shouldn't. And she can change into a whole bunch of different weapons. She can change into a shuriken, a chained scythe. She can change into a smoke bomb. She can change into a version of Black Star. And no, her abilities are really, really cool. And he is kind of just a doofus. And then there is Death the Kid, and Death the Kid is the son of Death himself, and he goes around working with two weapons, two girls that can turn into handguns that are called Liz and Patty, and it can also combine to create what's called the Death Cannon, and it's a giant cannon that shoots like soul energy, I think. Anyways, he's obsessed with symmetry. He has to have everything be the same on both sides in any situation. Even though like his hair is obviously not symmetrical with the color and everything, just because that's the highlight, that's the shine coming off his hair, so he can't make that symmetrical. But yeah, he loves symmetry in everything. So those are the main three teams. There's other characters and stuff, but we'll get into them later. Hopefully stuff will get worked out with TMNerdy, and the communication just really took a dip. But yeah, that's pretty much a little bit about Soul Eater. Covering the first two episodes. In the first episode, we meet Maka and Soul, who immediately come in to save the day and to kill Jack the Ripper, who is pretty much this inhuman monster that has like a mask for a face, like a Halloween mask, and then his hands are just giant blades. And so they kill him, and that's the 99th soul that they have to do. And then they're going to find the soul of one witch, but they're warned by Death that it's tricky because if they mess it up, then all of their 99 souls will be confiscated. So they go on a series of attempts to kill the witch Blair, and she just like overpowers Soul with being beautiful and you know, the big boob trope and stuff. Watching this anime again in a critical sense with a critical mind made me really not like at least the beginning of it, specifically because Soul Eater is an anime for babies or small children. I mean, if you're new to anime, it's a great anime because literally you come into the first episode, and yeah, in the first episode you're gonna watch a murder, or in the first 5 seconds you're gonna see a murder. But while they're fighting, during like the first 5 minutes, they literally explain to you what the whole anime is about, what they have to do, what their mission is. They explain everything. What I do like is in the fight scenes, nobody gives the other person a chance. When they're fighting Blair, just because somebody gets tossed to the side doesn't mean they're not going to be instantly attacked again, which I really like about that. But yeah, it's definitely very basic. In the first couple of episodes, you're gonna get sick of the a boy saw a girl naked and gets a nosebleed trope, because that's just dotted everywhere. And I know it's for humor, but you don't need to stuff that much humor and the same stale joke into your first hour of anime. So yeah, as for the second episode, it's the one where Black Star goes after. Well, first he goes after the Don Al Capone and his gang, and he fails at that because he's such a loud blabbermouth. And then he has to go and find the witch Angela, which Al Capone and his gang are now trying to find to become all powerful. So he goes there, has a fight against Mifune, who is the guard of Witch Angela, who has just apparently killed like all 99 of Al Capone's gang and Al Capone himself. And so yeah, Black Star manages to like win the day, but it's only because he gets insulted by Mifune, and Mifune kind of gives him a reality check, and he's just like, "You're just a blabbermouth kid. Like, stop thinking you're so freaking great." Which is what the audience wants to tell Black Star, but he unfortunately can't hear us because he's an anime character. Looking back at the chat a bit, Crabheim says Tsubaki is too good for Black Star. That is the absolute truth, man. Tsubaki's just great, and she deserves so much better. Although Black Star can step up when he really needs to. Most of these comments are just people saying hello. Hey, TMNerdy, good to see you in the chat. Sorry about the miscommunication. I understand that you're busy tonight. But yeah, hope you enjoy the stream. That was pretty much all I had on Soul Eater. I'm gonna paste a link to the stream in case anyone wants to come in and talk with me. But yeah. So here's the question to all of you. If you could transform into any kind of weapon, what weapon would you want to transform into? There's a link if any of you want to come in and talk with me. In the meantime, there is a subject I've been waiting to talk with you guys about just because I didn't have the time. But I wanted to tell you guys how I just really quick here. Tomorrow said, putting Kai to bed, fellas, might stop back if I don't fall asleep. Okay. The subject I want to tell you guys about is I wanted to tell you guys about how I what is it? How I come up with and make my music videos, my AMVs, and just what goes into that. So pretty much when I'm making an AMV, it all starts with one simple concept. For example, when I made the AMV on the ground, my concept was that I thought it'd be really cool to have the song playing and have Goku doing that fall with the stop blocks in the middle. And to me, on the ground really just sounds like it sounds like how they wrote it was the end of the pre-chorus is supposed to be a warning, like 5 seconds before you hit the ground. And that's why I got the whole idea of characters falling in it and stuff. That one just came really well together. When I was making Unbridled Fury, Unbridled Fury really came from, or really stemmed from, the same thing, one concept, and that concept was just it was the false alarm scream. I wanted the false alarm scream to go off at the same time that Broly screamed in it, and that turned out really well. I even got a comment from that saying it was really cool how it synced up. But that was the concept for that one. I mean, most of my other ones didn't really have a concept to them. When I made the Apex Legends rap cipher, when I was picking the song, I picked that song because I happened to look up legendary NCS music when I was looking for that beat, and when I heard it, I immediately was like, this is awesome. I want to have these legends be painted as though they are legendary. And yeah, it really did come out that way. But yeah, it's been it's been really good the way things have gone with the AMVs. I mean, I have I have like 18 AMVs in my playlist right now. And what was it? So, and there's some that are synced, there's some that are not, like, Swordsman of Megalovania obviously synced. Kakashi, or Sasuke and Kakashi are rebels just for kicks. That one's synced. But yeah, there's just a lot of other ones. When I did Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto in the Midnight City, the concept for that one was when the saxophone solo comes on, I wanted Kurama to be coming out of the ground, which is what I did on that one. But yeah, pretty much that's the thing, is when I'm making an AMV, it all comes from a single concept, or an idea. So I'm going to ask you guys in the comments, what do you think would be a good concept to build a music video off of? One that I was thinking of was in the song Rather Be. There's the line, it's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. And I thought of having a clip of Bayonetta shooting a gun or something like that. I thought that would be pretty cool. But yeah, if you guys could give me some advice on that, that would be great. Let's see. So, well, I wasn't going to do this until next week, but I guess things have been shifted up here. So, this week I will be talking about the spring animes that I'm looking forward to. I was very lucky because just yesterday, Mother's Basement, who's a big YouTuber, he talks about all the new animes and stuff like that. He released his video on the top 10 spring animes that he was interested in. I watched that. I looked through that and picked out a few of my favorites that I heard about. So without further ado, here they are. Zombieland Saga, I don't really know much about. He just mentioned it in passing, but it stylistically looked very cool. It looked like a Monster Musume, but where every girl is a zombie. There is Odd Taxi, which I was writing short notes on stuff, and I just put Zootopia cab stories. Pretty much set in Tokyo. It is an anime about a guy who is a walrus, or thinks he's a walrus, and just about him being in a cab, trying to navigate his life, but then also listening to the stories of all the other anthropomorphic animals that get into his cab. Then there is Mars Red, and the note that I wrote down for that was the new Helsing set in the Roaring Twenties. Set in the Roaring Twenties, it's based on a play written by the I believe it was the director of Mars Red, but pretty much it's about vampires in the 1920s, and the action scenes in it look absolutely amazing. I'm so excited for that. After that, there was Pretty Boy Detective Club, which I dubbed as Oran High School Host Club meets Detective Conan with Little Witch Academia art style. Looks very bright, looks very colorful. I like that kind of stuff. But also looks like from the detective part that it might actually have a story, which would be great because Oran High School Host Club had a pretty flimsy story. Like, it had a story, but it was a flimsy story. But it's a romance anime, so what are you gonna do? So, the next one was Those Snow White Notes. Music anime in Nana art style with a bit of Your Lie in April feel. Nana art style is really the art style of, like, you would see on, like, Chinese ancient scroll or something like that. Very sharp lines. All the hair looks like katanas, like blades coming down, stuff like that. But it did look very, very interesting. Instead of like Your Lie in April being about piano, or it being about violin, it's about. Whew, sorry, I don't remember what the name of this instrument is, but it's one of those guitar-like instruments that they have in Japan that's like 2 strings or something like that, and it just sounds absolutely beautiful. Hello to Big Herm, station to you, Big Station. Just wanted to point that out really quickly. So there is the next one is called Tokyo Revengers, which I dubbed as the Butterfly Effect, the animation. Pretty much a guy is about to die, and he gets to go back in time, or he sees his life flash before his eyes, not knowing that he's actually going back in time, and he can change the events of the past in order to protect the future, and so he has to continue doing that. So, blah, 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 Butterfly Effect, the anime. So, next one was Full Dive, which is apparently a spoof on Sword Art Online, kind of in the style of Konosuba. That's one I just happened to write down. Wasn't very interested in it. Dragon Goes House Hunting. Dungeons and Dragons comedy isekai. From the dragon's perspective, yes, this is an anime where you are following the adventures of a dragon who is just trying to find a house, and all these adventurers just keep trying to come and kill him. But he gains a couple friends, and he's he gets help along the way, is what I meant to say. Cardfight Vanguard, which is Yu-Gi-Oh, but it looks like Kill la Kill. I'm very excited for this just because Yu-Gi-Oh was great, but I always wished that both Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon could have had more interesting fight scenes. The new Pokemon stuff does have pretty interesting fight scenes. I will say that Cardfight Vanguard looks very interesting to me. Whew. Because despite my yawning, just because the art style is so great. If you haven't seen Kill la Kill, definitely see it. Trigger, that studio always does good stuff. Trigger and Madhouse. They're my 2 boys. My 2 little boys that I love to talk about whenever it comes to anime studios. Then there was Joran, the Princess of Snow and Blood. Set in retro Japan, and pretty much done like Demon Slayer. Changes up the art styles a bit, but is pretty much just about a princess that fights. Yeah. And yeah, it's more eye candy than story, I would think. And of course the Shaman King remake, which we don't need to talk about. It's already great. We already want to see it. Shutting it down. It's really good. I do want to finish original Shaman King though first. But yeah, that is list of all the spring animes that I'm looking forward to. I'll ask you guys in the comments, what anime are you guys looking forward to this coming up season? Maybe we can get some insight from TMNerdy or Cryo Prime. But yeah, looking back at the comments here, it's all been hellos. Cryo Prime says currently watching How Not to Summon a Demon Lord Omega, Joran the Princess of Blood and Snow, 86, and Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. I also heard about 86. It interested me a little bit, but not so much that I wrote it down. But yes, that's very cool. How Not to Summon a Demon Lord good? Like, is it an anime you would suggest? Just wondering about that. Well, while we're here, I might as well do a character showcase. Kind of trying to fill in the gaps here. So also time is going infinitely slow right now. I feel like I'm working a fast food job. But anyways, character showcase, let's see. But well, how about Tanjiro? So Tanjiro is the main character from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, and he is a kid who works really hard. He does really well. He gets food for his family, and then one day he comes back from going to the local village, and when he comes back, he finds out his family has been murdered by a demon, except for his one sister. And the bad thing is she's been bitten by the demon, so she is now turning into a demon. So pretty much he makes it his mission to become a demon slayer, and not to kill his sister, which would be an interesting turn of events, but to try to find a way to reverse the curse and bring his sister back to being a human. Although, honestly, if you're a controlled demon and you're not hurting anyone except who people tell you to hurt, and you've got really like tough skin and you're like really strong, would it be so bad to be a demon? Like honestly, I wouldn't really want to be a human again if I could be super buff. Like, sure, I wouldn't have control of my mind, but demon strength. Anyway, Tanjiro, he has a certain ability where he fights by sense of smell. Yes, I said sense of smell. He can sniff out where demons are coming from. Pretty much it's the scent of death that constantly emanates off of demons. And yeah, he can smell death. And when he's fighting a demon, His sense of smell gives him an ability that draws an invisible line between the tip of his blade and right where he needs to strike on his enemy. And then once he slashes, he can do a series of different attacks, but they all manifest in the form of water. He has a water wheel that is pretty much like a saw blade of water. He has like a flowing water slash, stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot of different attacks he can do. But yeah, that's pretty much a Cliff's Notes on Tanjiro. Um, but yeah, he's a really interesting guy. Uh, Looking at the small chat here, in fact, just one. Cryo Prime says, I like Demon Lord, but it's pretty ecky. I get what you're talking about. And that also brings up another great point. So we did find out that the word for station in Japanese is eki. That can be spelled many different ways, and you should be careful because if you say eki in the wrong situation, people may think you're talking about ECCHI, which means hentai that has no pornography in it. It pretty much softcore. Eki is softcore hentai. There's no clothes off, nothing like that, but it does get very racy. Yeah. So we're about at the 40-minute mark. Let's see. So I would like to discuss with you guys Angel Beats. And if you haven't seen Angel Beats, it's definitely worth a watch. Angel Beats has the most beautiful anime theme song that I've ever heard in my life. And it makes me cry just thinking about it. Angel Beats is great. It's about this guy named Otanashi. That's his last name, obviously. But he dies. Big shocker. And that's not even a spoiler because that's in the summary of the anime. So, anyways, he dies and he is sent to another world, which is pretty much a high school. It is a high school. There is an outside of the high school. There's baseball grounds, everything like that. But pretty much this is an isekai after he dies, but it's not a fantasy world. It's a high school isekai. But it's really cool. So pretty much he goes to this high school. Everyone who knows that it's not a high school has joined this club that is called the it's like Afterlife Battlefront Brigade, something like that. Their symbol is SSS, but I can't remember exactly what their name is. But pretty much they are tasked with fighting against this girl whose name is Angel, just known as Angel, and she is apparently a servant of God. And if she gets a hold of you, you will have a self-actualization moment, and you'll be dispersed into the ether. Your soul will move on into the afterlife. And I know people listening to this will be like, "Oh, but isn't moving on into the afterlife a good thing?" And I mean, I guess, unless you want to stay alive, I don't really get it. But anyways, it's a great thing, and after about that description, it's really hard not to fall into spoiler territory. Pretty much the brigade is made up of the captain Eurypie, and she's very, very tough. Not tsundere, but just tough, like as nails. Like if she didn't look like a girl, she'd be butch. Um, like Battery from Black Ops 4, like Bangalore from Apex Legends. She's just a very, very tough girl. But yeah, Europe's pretty cool. There's a guy who you never see his eyes, so you assume he's blind, but he acts all cool, like he can rap and stuff. There is a guy who has a halberd. Pretty much all of these characters are just defined by what weapon they carry. And yeah, then there's Otanashi, who's just the normal guy. The normal guy. And also there is this girls band group called Girls Dead Monster, or as they call them, Galdemo. And they're very interesting. They pretty much serve as a diversion so that everyone in the school is distracted while the brigade fights against Angel. So in the school, there are a whole bunch of kids in there who they seem to be NPCs. Like we don't know if this is a game or not, but they just seem to think it's a normal high school, and they don't know that they are in between afterlife. Pretty much, they don't know they're in a purgatory. But yeah, that's pretty much the basis of what Angel Beats is about. It's a great anime. The romance in it starts late, but when it hits hard, and you love it. But I definitely would recommend. I'd say 10 out of 10 afros on Angel Beats. Angel Beats, great anime. For talking about romance animes, I can't fail to mention Chobits. You can't fail to mention freaking Chobits. But yeah, Chobits, great one. If you haven't heard about Chobits, I probably will describe it on another day, but just go watch it, because my descriptions of anime will be good, but watching the actual anime itself will be a great experience. Chobits is a great romance anime. Somebody was asking what is a good action anime with romance in it, and I'd have to say, is this a zombie? Or no. I'd say My Bride is a Mermaid. My Bride is a Mermaid is probably the best anime that has both action and romance in it, along with comedy. But yeah, it's really good. If you want romance in an action anime, I'd suggest looking at season 2 of Castlevania. Season 2 of Castlevania got deep in the romance department. But yeah, it's all good stuff there. So I feel like I've maybe been throwing too many questions at the chat, and they kind of got buried. So we were talking about Soul Eater earlier. In the chat, let me know if you could become any type of weapon in existence. Which weapon would you become? Lynk said Tenchi Muyo. Tenchi Muyo is yes, action and romance. Yes, Tenchi Muyo is a great action and romance anime. I only saw the movie version of the OVA called War on Geminar. So I haven't seen the original Tenchi Muyo, but I thought it was good. Oh, sorry for the yawning, guys. But yeah, I thought it was good. Oh, the one that came to mind when you mentioned Tenchi Muiho was uh, Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple. Now, this anime is 50 episodes. And so, I mean, like, so is Soul Eater. Soul Eater's 51. But Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple is 50 episodes. Don't let that scare you from watching it. Kenichi is a great anime. Um, it is just a quick Cliff's Notes about it. Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple is about a kid who's not very strong, but pretty much he wrecks a temple that a whole bunch of different martial arts masters live at, and he has to pay it off. All the time he's learning martial arts from people. He learns like um uh he learns Muay Thai from Apachai Hopachai, which is the real name of a character. He learns Kung Fu from like an old Chinese master. I can't remember what his name is, but there's a street tough guy who teaches him regular street fighting. So pretty much by the end of the anime, when he finally has to face off against his bully or the kid that's really irking him, he knows like 5 different types of martial arts. Kendo, he's taught kendo by a lady, I think it is. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing. You'll love every single character in it. But yeah, Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple was a great one. 50 episodes, but it's so worth it. Crowd Prime said Buso Rankin, good action with a romance payoff. Interesting. I will look into that. He said I also liked Chivalry of a Failed Knight. Very, very nice. Now, if we're talking knights, that honestly reminds me of Aesthetica of a Rogue Hero. Aesthetic of Rogue Hero was a great anime. It ended absolutely horribly on a real open-ended thing where everyone was asking questions. And then, speaking of animes that ended badly and didn't get a second season, it didn't quite end badly, but I mean, The Devil is a Part-Timer, which I thought somebody said there's going to be a second season of that, and that would be great. But yeah, Devil is a Part-Timer really needs a second season to it, because it was good. It was really good. I'm trying to think of the worst anime I've ever seen, and I can think of it pretty much right off the bat. So there is an anime called Vandred that I watched, and Vandred, I didn't like it simply because every episode was the exact same plot line. Pretty much it was, hey, we're going through space. Hey, there's an enemy robot. Hey, you have to get in your robot and fight the enemy robot. And that was every single episode. And honestly, the most interesting part was the main character was a stowaway on this ship. But like literally after 5 episodes, I was like, nope, my brain is dust. I want to shoot myself in the head. Not seriously, but it was not good. So I stopped watching it. It's one of the animes on my no fly list that I won't watch anymore. Cryo Prime said it's getting a second season. Hopefully Vandred isn't getting a second season, but I think you're talking about The Devil is a Part-Timer, and I am so happy for that. Cryo Prime said you didn't like the guys versus girls subplot. I never got far enough into it to really see the guys versus girls subplot. You know what? Maybe now that I'm older, because I watched it when I was like 19, almost 20. And I couldn't keep my attention on anything for that long then. But maybe now that I'm older, I should give it a second chance and see if I actually like it. Honestly, I should give all mecha animes a chance because Vandred was the reason that I don't like mecha animes. And also the reason I haven't seen Gurren Lagann. So yeah, I should be giving mecha animes a chance. Maybe get some Gundam in there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So not that you asked, but my week has gone pretty well. Pretty much just been hanging out at the house, playing D&D, doing my own thing. Currently looking for a job right now. And also thinking about moving to the cities. I feel like my YouTube channel is really going to blow up if I move to the cities. A lot of people have said that it's not really safe there, that I shouldn't go, stuff like that. But I mean, I want to be a musician. That's my dream. That's where my heart is at. And I feel like going there is a great way to get a start in that business. Crowd Prime said, "Oh, screw that. If you want a mech anime list, I'll give you one. Vandred isn't close to being on it." Oh, okay. Cryo, I would very much enjoy a mech anime list. Although I already have way too many animes that I have to watch anyway. I wanted to ask you guys a question just about stuff that could be happening on the channel. So I'm thinking about making a new segment, and I don't know if it's going to be like a live stream day of the week thing or if it's just going to be a video. Probably going to be a video just because all the other days of the week are filled up with other PCP stuff. But I was thinking about making a show about new animes that are coming up. And maybe it'll be like a once every 3 months or like a once per season type thing, where I have this live stream Anime Nation be that. But yeah, it'd be just great to have people on and talk to them about the new animes that are coming out. And I thought the question I'm giving to you guys is the title of the show. I have thought of 2 different titles that I've been thinking of. One would be Showhole, because that's like what it's called when you don't know what to watch after you've gotten done with your favorite show. The other idea that I've had for the name is Final Episode, which you get to the final episode of anything you like, and it's just awful. So I want to ask you guys, what should the name of a new segment about new animes be called? Should it be called Showhole, or should it be called Final Episode? I'll leave that up to you guys. Yeah. So before anything gets too much crazier here, even though it's barely crazy at all, I wanted to just point out a couple of what is it? A couple of PCP army shows that are coming up. Based on what I know during the week, like today is Monday, so tomorrow at 7:30, there's usually there's usually the what is it? There's usually the Chamor show, 7:30 on Tuesdays. Wednesday at 6:30, you have Big Herm's Collectibles. That's really, really interesting. On Saturdays, you have Dylan's Horror Show. I'm not into horror, but any of you that are, that's a great way to get your fix. Sundays, we have Rock and Robbie live on the Pop Culture Philosophers channel. That's very exciting. And then you come back to Monday and you get to have Anime Nation with me, AfroX, that anime guy that you know and love. Looking at the chat here, Lynk said, final episode. Excellent. Well, that sounds like a good idea, Lynk. Fable, are we doing episode 3 and 4 next week? Really depends on what TMNerdy and like those guys have for time. But yeah, I think it'd be I can devote a small little segment because it didn't take too long this week. I can devote a small little segment in each Anime Nation where we'll talk about the 2 episodes on of Soul Eater, and then I'll keep posting a link to the StreamYard in the chat just so people can get in and stuff, and then we can all talk about Soul Eater because it's boring just talking about it myself. But yeah, I believe episode 3 is all about Det the Kid, and I can't remember what episode 4 is about, but I am really excited. So yes, this week watch episodes 3 and 4 of Soul Eater, and or episodes 1 through 4 if you're not caught up yet, and we'll be talking about that next week. But yeah, so links to the final episode. I'd still like to hear from you guys. What is your opinion? Fable, what do you think? Should the name of a new anime segment be show hole or final episode? I'm interested to hear what you have to say. Also, Fable, I wanted to ask if I could use one of your beats for maybe making a new intro or outro for my YouTube videos, because I think it's about time for a new one. But yeah. Anyways, I've run out of content. We've clawed our way to the 1 hour mark. So right here, I'm going to say, everybody, thanks for coming to the, to the live stream. God, my brain right now. Thanks for coming out to the live stream. I'm going to cut it here. We're doing a short one today. Stay tuned to the PCP Army. It's the only station that stays legendary. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. We're currently at 254 subscribers. We're trying to hit 300. Small reminder, once we hit 300, I will be picking a random person to receive a $50 gift card. Yes, I said $50 gift card to Amazon. But yes, just looking at the last few comments here. Big Herm said yes, new theme for Afro. TMNerdy said station, and Big Herm said yes, doing live streams gets you brain farts a lot. It does. That might be my bit. Anyways, keep YouTubing, YouTubers. Don't fight the fro, and always remember to stay legendary. See you later, YouTube. Bye-bye.